Okay, so there's been a lot of shootings going on. We've had three that I know of off the top of my head that have happened very recently. We've had some in El Paso, Texas, Chicago, and Ohio. I'm not sure if there's been anywhere else that's been very recent, but these have all happened in such a small, short span of time that I really want to just talk about it while it's fresh in my head. Um, now, Naturally, sometimes what usually ends up being the case is that whenever a catastrophe happens that involves a lot of shootings or just one big shooting, whenever a prominent video game comes out that involves the killing of involves killing, basically the media usually tend to want to spin it into a story about the shootings involving video games, which then brings the government into it, and it's just a whole mess of things. And I really want to zero in and talk about that because this is something that always happens. It happens at the release of every Grand Theft Auto. Well, not the exact release day of a Grand Theft Auto, but around the release of a new Grand Theft Auto, a new Call of Duty, things like that. You know, I want to get my thoughts on it because it's terrible. First of all, it's terrible for all these shootings that are going on, and it's terrible that the media usually tends to run to video games whenever there's a bad catastrophe. Just recently, I want to say October 1st, there was a reveal for the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and it just seems like the media always have a they always love to just run to video games because it's the safe bet. Okay, like I just said, the new Call of Duty that just got revealed, the multiplayer reveal was on the 1st of August. All this stuff going on, yeah, it may happen in around the same timeline, but the thing is that the shootings are not because of video games. Okay, this Call of Duty game that's coming out in October, it's not the first Call of Duty game to ever come out. There have been so many more before it, and they all include violence. There are so many video games on the market now that do include violence. And let me tell you something really quickly. All my life growing up, I've always played violent games. The first game I ever saw someone play was Resident Evil 2 or 3, whichever the one was with Nemesis. I want to say it was 3. Resident Evil 3. After that, it eventually became Grand Theft Auto 3. I played that game religiously after school every single day, and I want to say I was anywhere between 6 to 8 years old. And in doing that, I never once had any kind of violent tendencies to reenact anything I've done in these video games. Another game that I played that was incredibly violent was a game called State of Emergency. It's a really old game, but it was about as violent as it gets for that time. And at no point did I ever think I need to go out and kill someone. That never once crossed my mind. I'm telling you this right now because I'm tired of people always trying to include video games. Shut up, computer. I'm tired of people trying to include video games to be the reason for so many bad things that happen that involve shootings like this. Video games are not the problem. It is the mental health of the individuals that are doing so, and it is gun laws. It is just that simple. I mean, you can't tell me. It's like essentially saying that these games are brainwashing people into killing others, and that's not the case at all. I mean, again, I spent my entire life playing mature games. I've never had one of those parents that tells me that I couldn't play a certain game until I got of a certain age. I was able to basically watch and play whatever I wanted to, and I have never once had any kind of tendencies like that, not one time. And I'm telling you this again because this is mental health. This is a mental health issue. I mean, I can tell you so many countries have video games, so many countries have movies that have all this explicit language and killing and all of that, but I guarantee you, the United States is the only place where this happens consistently. I mean, unless I'm wrong, you can link me to an article, give me some kind of proof, but the US is always where this stuff consistently goes down. And I'm telling you, we have such a ridiculous, we have so much we have such a big problem with mental illnesses. It's such a big thing, and I think that it seriously tends to get overlooked. And what kills me is that the media, instead of acknowledging that it's mental health and acknowledging that it's gun laws, what they do is they skip over to the most basic of things that have nothing to do with anything. I mean, they literally run to the medium they know nothing about. And because it seems like it would make a good argument, or it seems like it may be the case, let's go ahead and blame it on that. It's an easy story, it gets lots of clicks, why not do it? And as someone who enjoys their video games, and as someone who is very interested in mental health and mental illness, it's just baffling to me. It's really baffling. And it's tiresome. It's really tiresome, and I think it's ridiculous. I think it's stupid, and I really think that we're at a place where it's only going to get worse unless we really nip this in the bud. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like I know everything that we need to do to fix this, but I feel like I know what we need to do that will put us in a step in the right direction. That's what I am saying. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know every single law like the back of my hand, and I'm Mr. Save Every Life. I'm not saying that at all, but I do believe there needs to be a review of gun laws and how we distribute guns to individuals, citizens especially. And I think there really needs to be more of a emphasis on mental health. I'm not sure how exactly the government would go about that, but I do believe there needs to be a strong emphasis on it because that's what it really is. It's mental health. That's all it is. It's all in the head. I'm not saying that like to say that it's curable in like 1 day or 2 days or just a couple of hours, but that's what I'm saying is that all of this stems from the mind, all of it. And you can't sit here and tell me that because someone played a Call of Duty game and they went out and shot up a bunch of people, that video games are now the problem of the United States of America, or just the problem in general. You can't tell me that. It does not make any sense. It is the mental health of the individual who did it. And as to why their health is the way it is, their mental health is the way it is, I couldn't exactly tell you. But I do know that it is mental health. They've suffered some kind of trauma in their life, or something in their life has gone horribly wrong, and they don't necessarily have a coping mechanism. They don't have a coping mechanism, and they don't have any way of dealing with maybe said stress or said depression. A lot of it is depression, and some people just don't know how to deal with things, so violence is normally the next course of action. Now, in this case, killing people, that's a step in a much higher direction. There is more to that person's mental health than meets the eye. But basically, what I'm basically saying is that video games are not the problem. I think that it's definitely the mental health of the individuals that is doing so, and it is the gun laws. It's too easy for some people to obtain weapons, firearms. It's entirely too easy, and that is a problem. It's a serious problem. So, wow. Excuse me. So I think there needs to be something done about that first and foremost. I think we need to start there. Personally, is with guns. We need to really start there. I'm not saying we need to ban all guns, but I do believe that we really need to. There needs to be a very high criteria that people need to meet before they can obtain a firearm. That's what I am saying. But that's it for this video. I just wanted to give my thoughts on it. I wanted to talk about this while this was still all fresh in my mind, and while it's still, I guess, live. So give me your thoughts on all the shootings that have been going on, and just give me your thoughts on what gaming means to you, and if gaming is linked to all these catastrophes that have been happening. So that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up because it really does help the channel grow. Please be sure to share it on your favorite social media platforms, be it Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, whatever you use, and I'll catch you all in the next video. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, have a great day.